Today on Cribs, we're going to the New York City headquarters of NewsCred, the startup that runs a content marketing and syndication platform. NewsCred is in the Nomad neighborhood of Manhattan at 27th Street and Park Avenue. I met with NewsCred's CEO, Shafqat Islam, to get a full tour of the space.
We moved in here about 9-10 months ago.
Okay.
It was a huge upgrade from our last office where we squeezed in about 50 people in a space probably fit for 20.
Okay.
So don't tell the fire marshals. But we walked in, we just wanted something that we would be proud of, that collaborative, beautiful to look at, but also fun to work at. Right?
I'm definitely also getting the theme of the news.
Yeah, I think it's important to kind of remember who you serve and who you work for and who your customers are. You know, we do a lot for the news industry. And we saw this wallpaper, and it's actually old advertising from newspapers from hundreds of years ago or 50 years ago. So
wow.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool. You can see how cheap things were.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like 10 cents for lunch.
Right, exactly. How many people do you have here? It feels like a really buzzing kind of environment.
Yeah, we have a high energy crowd. I think that helps, but we're about 150 people here in New York at our headquarters. When we moved in, we had one floor, so we had this floor. We were growing so fast, we had to take over another floor within the same year. And so now we have 2 floors, and I insisted on building stairs through and digging a hole and kind of connecting the 2 floors.
So is that what this sort of work in progress is over here?
Yeah, we have a temporary wall, and we're gonna dig through, and it's gonna be right behind where I normally sit. And so we can kind of connect the 2 cultures. We just want to make sure that we don't ever separate out our office culture, because it's one team.
Makes sense. NewsCred takes up 2 floors totaling 13,000 square feet. The office has 13 conference rooms, which are all named after a hodgepodge of notable people. One colorful design highlight are the hand-painted murals in NewsCred's small phone booth rooms. So where are we now?
So this is what we call our living room. We decided that it's really important to have space where people can get up and work outside of their typical desk, whether it's sitting or standing, and we do everything from our all-hands meetings. We do demo days on Friday where the whole company rallies and everyone gets to show off what they've been working on. We, believe it or not, do yoga and CrossFit back here in the evenings. This is the space where everyone hangs out. It's our living room.
Okay, is that why everything's on wheels, so it can be modular?
Yeah, so it's hard to do yoga when there's a table right in the middle, so we move everything around. These pods are really awesome too. People take naps if they need to recharge, but it's also a place where you can work and it's cozy and fun. It feels a little bit like home.
Yeah. I want to sit in the pod. Can I sit in a pod?
You can absolutely sit in a pod.
Okay. Is it really soundproof?
It really is soundproof. If you put 2 of the pods together, you can have a pretty confidential meeting and no one will know what you're talking about.
Really?
Yeah.
Can we test that out?
You can also put 2 pods together, get some pillows and a comforter and a blanket, and take a full nap for 2 hours.
It's true. New York City apartments are really expensive. You could just have people stay here.
I'm not gonna say who, but we do have people who spend many hours here, suspiciously high amount of hours in our office.
You're do you have an apartment? Or
I have certainly asked that question before.
Yeah. One thing you might notice about NewsCred's 2 floors is that they're designed nearly identically. The company says it intentionally works to maintain a uniform look. Red accents, newspaper walls, vintage news tchotchkes, in not only its NYC office, but also across its international outposts in London and Dhaka. So NewsCred really never sleeps, I guess. There's always someone working.
Yeah, I think the clocks kind of remind us that we're a 24/7 company and we have people all over the world. We're actually a global footprint, and it's it's good not just for our customers, but it's also good from a cultural standpoint, diversity of thought. So we're super proud of that.
Well, it's a beautiful office. Thank you for showing us around.
Of course, thank you for coming.